Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. So far, 2024 has been a year filled with many strange things caught on trail cams. From weird unidentified creatures to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying creatures caught on trail cameras this year. So grab your maximum fear coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest trail camera clips of 2024. This practically brand new footage captured on July 2nd, 2024 captures what looks to be a shapeshifter. It was taken in Heroica, Veracruz, Mexico. The security camera that filmed it was placed behind the building to keep out intruders, but this was certainly no ordinary intruder. Take a look. At first, we see what looks like a person limping towards the camera. Something seems off about the walk. But as they near the gate, suddenly the top half of the being seems to disappear into thin air. Something straight out of a horror movie, but this was real life. Skeptics immediately began claiming this was a glitch in the camera's rendering. However, experts applied several light filters and even infrared filters, and they all show the exact same thing. Online viewers are certain this is real footage of a shapeshifter, but what do you guys think? Could this really just somehow be a camera glitch, or is it all too real? Let me know in the comments down below. This compelling Bigfoot trail camera video comes from West Central Alberta, Canada. It was highlighted on January 17th, 2024. The trail camera that's capable of taking short videos was set up in this particular forest to film and collect data on wolverines in the area, and they never expected to capture something like this. The trail camera initially seems to be triggered by the buck behind the tree. It peeks its head around and then goes back behind. But something was hiding within the tree on the other side. At first, the creature remains completely still, but then after the buck walks away, it moves away from its place of hiding. We can see it's insanely tall and just overall huge. It's dark and seems to be covered in fur. Estimating the creature's height, the average buck is around 3 foot tall at the head. And this one seems to be exceptionally large. It could even be around 3.5 feet. But we'll just say 3 feet for the sake of this video. So right here is 3 feet, and then over here is where the supposed Sasquatch's head was. You also have to take into consideration the ground slopes down considerably where the Sasquatch was. So the deer was on elevated ground and the Sasquatch was on de-elevated ground. That being said, the creature seems to be around double the height of the deer. And that's even with the slope, and it still seems to be crouching down. It doesn't even seem to be standing as tall as it possibly can be. So I'd say a fair estimate would be from 7 to 8 feet tall. Definitely some pretty compelling footage. This one is puzzling a lot of people. On May 12th, 2024, a woman named Mandy who lives in the Appalachian Mountains would capture some bone-chilling footage. As you may know, the Appalachian Mountains are said to be home to unidentified creatures, skinwalkers, and even ghostly entities. And Mandy's security footage recorded on her dense and vastly forested property may prove these rumors to be true. In the dead of night, a disheveled-looking woman approaches her doorstep creepily. The way she moves around is unsettling. Throughout the strange footage, disembodied voices say, "Let me in your house." But the voices don't appear to be coming from her. But as she gets right up to the house, the motion sensor light is set off, startling whoever or whatever this is. Stunned by the light, she retreats back into the surrounding darkness. Mandy is shaken up by the footage and says she deals with strange encounters like this every once in a while on her property. And she's still not used to it, and she doesn't know what it is. Commenters speculated the creepy woman was a skinwalker or at least some sort of ghostly entity that lives in the haunted woods of the Appalachian Mountains. If you don't know already, according to ancient Navajo culture, skinwalkers are evil spirits that can shapeshift and manifest themselves as humans or animals. So was the strange woman a skinwalker, or was she something else entirely? Now I have to give a warning before I show this footage because it's pretty disturbing and graphic. It's of a supposed Bigfoot or Yowie kill site, where it supposedly had killed a pig and ripped it completely in half. Along with the mutilated pig corpses appear to be giant footprints, the footprints of a massive apex predator.
You got a cigarette box?
No, just put my boot next to it. Flat brick clean in half, and then this next to it.
Got a good shot of?
And it's going up the hill.
Hey, what about just...
The video comes from Queensland, Australia. A group of workers arrived to their job site to see this horrifying sight. You can see there are many massive footprints with toe marks and everything, proving these weren't human footprints. One of the workers even compares his foot to it in his work boots, and the sheer size is disturbing. In this shot here, you can see how massive its strides are as well. But since this encounter comes from Australia, they believe this was a creature called the Yowie, similar to the Bigfoot here in North America. Yowies are described as bipedal, very hairy, ape-like creatures that stand up to 12 feet tall. According to Australian legend, the first sighting of one of these beings dates back to 1795. So, like Bigfoot, encounters have been happening for a very long time. But anyways, definitely a very disturbing thing to come across. Luckily, the workers filmed it because nobody would have ever believed them. The following footage comes from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. In June of 2024, a woman stepped outside for a break from work, and as she was sitting there, she looked over to a nearby building and saw a small, dark, humanoid creature. It just stands there moving slightly until eventually the footage cuts off. The appearance of the being is strange. It's very small, estimated at only 2 feet. It's also extremely dark, giving it an evil-looking presence. And the video reveals no facial features on the creature, so what could it be? Online viewers are calling this a duende. The infamous duende comes from Latin America legend. They're comparable to leprechauns, gnomes, and dwarves. They're said to be small, eerie-looking figures, and they're also said to be evil. So if this woman did indeed encounter a duende, she was lucky it was peaceful and didn't try to attack her. On July 5th, 2024, some very weird trail cam footage would surface. And the reason the footage is so believable and compelling is it comes straight from the Larsen Bay, Alaska FFA weather cameras. The strange phenomenon was captured 2 separate times, once in March of 2024 and once in June of 2024. Here are the videos. Some sort of mysterious planet-like object is seen orbiting through the shot. Obviously, from Earth, we cannot see planets nearly that good. They just appear to us as really bright stars in the night sky. So how could this even be possible? The object is obviously huge, and looking at the still shots captured from the video, it really does resemble a planet. It even seems to have craters and a line down the middle which could be a ring or something. It's just extremely bizarre, and nobody has ever seen anything like it. And as I said, because the footage comes from the highly trusted FFA weather cameras, there's not really any way it could be faked. This may show us that life beyond Earth does indeed exist. Heck, maybe this is even a giant UFO spacecraft or something. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. Taking a look at some convincing evidence taken by a lone hiker. The man was out alone enjoying a nice long hike through the local forest. Throughout his hike, he would take various photos of landscapes, really taking in the beauty of the nature surrounding. However, when he got home later that night, he was looking back through the pictures, and one of them really stood out to him, but not for a good reason. An anomaly was captured. He was thinking he was just taking a picture of the trees and brush, but it turns out an unknown cryptid creature may have been hiding within the shot. Behind the large rock sticking up seems to be a black hairy creature. It's covered in fur, it has broad shoulders and a dome-shaped head. Because of this, many speculate it's Bigfoot himself. Now the hiker was definitely freaked out and he didn't know what to do, so he decided to upload his capture to the internet. And what everyone said freaked him out even more. And the photo was just highlighted on July 6th, so only a few days ago, but this really is some crazy evidence that may prove the existence of Bigfoot. Now in this video, we've taken a look at scary unknown creatures and other unexplainable phenomena, but what about known scary creatures? And these might be some of the scariest known creatures of them all, Komodo dragons. Watch as these Komodo dragons battle and fight, all captured very up close thanks to Chris Bay photography. They clash, standing up on their hind legs and pushing and wrestling with all their might. They scratch each other with their sharp claws and maneuver around until finally one gives up, getting pinned down by the other one, resulting in a victory for the other dragon. Now, Komodo dragons aren't just scary looking. They're the definition of apex predators. Usually you can't even get close to these animals, so I don't know how Chris Bay and his crew got so close, but the craziest part about these predators is they can smell dead or dying animals up to 5 miles away. They have something called the Jacobson's organ in the back of the roof of their mouth, so when the tongue sticks out, it processes directions and information on potential prey. And these creatures also carry extremely harmful bacteria in their saliva. So when bitten by one, they transfer all kinds of harmful bacteria into the wound, which could easily be deadly. I don't know about you guys, but even though this is a known creature, it's still one of the scariest of the entire video. This very scary forest encounter comes from Big Dill on YouTube. Listen to his explanation of the area, followed by the encounter itself.
Behind this, where I'm pointing right now, there's a forest back there. It's a pretty big forest. It's a state park. But what happens is this creature comes up against this fence, and it jumps this fence. And it was standing, we think, right in this where I'm standing right now. And did you hear that? Yep. Oh. Guess I'm out.
He discusses the landscape and also the creature that supposedly inhabits this land. He says the creature comes up to the fence he's standing at and jumps over it. As he's explaining this, a gut-wrenching, high-pitched screech comes from within the forest, followed by strange, otherworldly grunts. The sounds are so disturbing that they will send chills down your spine. We can only assume those noises are coming from this unknown creature he's talking about. But as soon as he hears the noises, he quickly decides to leave, not wanting to have a run-in with whatever this thing was. Considering the noises and their accounts of seeing this creature, he and many others strongly believe there's an unknown presence lurking on this land. A dangerous, uninvited presence. Taking a look at a very close, scary encounter, a group of wildlife photographers and videographers were out trying to capture footage of a specific elephant tribe. Everything was going to plan and the elephants were running by, until suddenly the elephants shifted directions and focused their attentions on the photographers. The photographers run for their lives, sending warning shots to try to scare the elephant away. It seems they made it out of this encounter alive, and so did the elephant. Elephants are some of the biggest land mammals on the planet, and they can run up to 25 miles per hour. So combining that with their massive size, they can be very dangerous, and if you can't outrun them, you'll definitely be trampled to death. On February 3rd, a woman was going on a nice hike with her dogs. She eventually reached an area where the woods was not so dense, so she let her dogs run around and play. But as they were playing, something huge was stalking them beyond the fog.
Stop. There's something. No. Dogs. Woo. What the? No.
The dark creature suddenly appears from behind a tree, and it just kind of stands there watching them. You can tell the dog walker is completely freaked out and is genuinely concerned for her dogs, not knowing what the creature could be. Because it's so tall and wide and the general shape of it, many thought this was a Bigfoot hiding within the dense fog. A foggy day would be a good opportunity for a big creature that wants to remain hidden to come out to roam. And maybe it wasn't expecting company this deep in the woods. Despite this being the leading theory, the hiker still has not voiced her opinion. All she knows was that it was something huge and most likely dangerous lurking within the fog. Continuing on with the theme of scary known creatures, here is some crazy up-close trail cam footage you don't see often. A wolf pack is seen grazing through the snow and walking along the iced-over pond. This is footage of a wolf pack in northern Minnesota, courtesy of the Voyagers Wolf Project. There's something just so cool and almost eerie about seeing these fierce predators up so close. If a human were to come in contact with this pack and the wolves were hungry, the human wouldn't even come close to standing a chance. These animals can run up to almost 40 miles per hour, which is absolutely insane. And they're also insanely strong with very sharp teeth and nails, landing them on today's list of the scariest creatures ever caught on trail cameras. Alright, I think it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, Mom. Let's aim for 2,000 likes for another one of these scary trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 14% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And also feel free to check out my special second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other content. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.